So
winners and losers here, Bull.
Winners and losers. I mean, it's hard to say winners or losers, but what were the moves, guys, that maybe stood out to you from the other teams? Let's look at the division, first of all. The Russell Wilson thing happened a couple of days ago. We talked about it a little before. The Steelers haven't really done anything else, have they?
I haven't seen any significant signing that they have made. Also, the Ravens have lost a bunch of guys. I'm not sure they've
lost a bunch of guys? Who they lose besides Stone?
Gus
Queen.
Edwards is left.
Well, Queen's still out there. I guess
Gus Edwards, right?
Stone left.
Queen.
Who else? I saw one of the two
Well,
other
Queen
guys.
hasn't left
Queen's
yet.
still out
I mean,
there.
Queen's still out there.
So it's not like they've been ravaged.
I mean, I'm not ravaged, but they haven't brought anyone in.
So the Ravens, as far as I can remember, have not added anybody of significance.
Except
They lost Geno Stone to the Bengals, who was good.
They gonna get
Gus
Derrick
And they
Edwards
lost
to the Chargers.
Gus Edwards to the Chargers. Who is their running back right now? Justice Hill?
And Keaton Mitchell, the rookie.
Oh, he was good, but they're going to bring in. They'll bring in a veteran.
Derrick Henry.
I hope not, but yeah, I'm shocked.
Imagine getting him in this division, seeing him twice.
Listen,
I mean, it makes sense. Dallas or Baltimore.
Back
for
in the
Derrick Henry.
day, I would be worried. But now with the new Browns and new attitude, they played the Titans last year. He did nothing.
He had nothing in that game.
Yeah.
You're 100%
They lost.
right. Doesn't mean he would have nothing next year.
No, because you got to stop him and Lamar.
Yeah, you're playing against a much better team.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Mike. What was that?
They also lost Gus Edwards,
Yeah, we mentioned that.
Devin Duvernay,
He's nothing.
Ronald Darby. So they lost 4 players. So
Yeah, those guys are slappies. Ronald Darby's a decent
Devin
player.
Duvernay was a good returner when he was healthy.
The Bengals have added Geno Stone at safety. They've added Mike Gesicki at tight end. They've added Zach Moss at running back. They traded Joe Mixon to Houston. They lost Chidobe Awuzie, your guy, Tyvis.
Cheeto?
He signed with the Titans.
Cheeto go?
Yeah.
Dang.
And then T. Higgins wants to be traded, but the Bengals probably will not trade him.
They ain't trading him.
They got no incentive to trade him unless they get overwhelmed by the deal. By the way, did you
that'd be nice.
Did you see this news that you know how they do the compensation draft picks, guys?
Yeah.
So when they originally a week ago put out the list of compensation draft picks.
Yeah.
And they redid them, and the Bengals originally got 2 6th-round picks in compensation. They changed it, and now the Bengals have the 97th pick in the draft through comp. So the Bengals just added the 97th pick in the draft.
Why?
They screwed up. Apparently there was like a clerical error or something when they were, and it got brought to their attention by, I don't know if it was by the Bengals or somebody.
Probably by the Bengals.
And they were supposed to get a 3rd-round pick for Jesse Bates. They didn't get it. There was some mistake. I don't know what happened. So now the Bengals have 4 picks in the top 97. Anyway, so that's it. So
what do we get another one?
What are we thinking about the division right now? What the Bengals did, what the Steelers, not much. Russell Wilson.
The Steelers addressed their biggest
need. It was the Russell Wilson and the Ravens so far.
Steelers addressed their biggest need. We'll see what the Ravens, if Derrick Henry lands in Baltimore, that's a massive change for them.
Yeah.
The Steelers just draft well. Like, they always get the right draft picks.
They haven't been as good in recent years.
Listen, right now, they only concerns is the offensive line and a corner opposite of Joey Porter Jr. They get those 2 things. They're just as good as any team in the NFL.
The AFC North is tough as hell. Some of those running back contracts really surprised me, guys.
Yeah.
I don't like the Saquon Barkley deal in Philadelphia.
Oh, I do.
All right.
I think it's a great fit for him. I would put that
Isn't
in
he
the winners
from there?
category.
Is he from Pennsylvania?
I don't know.
He's from Pennsylvania, yeah.
I would put Barkley in the winners.
I
Philly
feel like
in the winners
Barkley's been
category.
very inconsistent since his rookie season, and he's been very injury prone.
He has been injury prone.
Yeah.
I just think he's got more talent around him now than he's ever had.
Is Washington ever going to be good? Is Caleb Williams going to fall to Washington there too?
No, the Bears are taking him 1 overall.
No,
Bears will take him.
Because Cliff Kingsbury.
Even if the Bears are not going to take him, then they'll trade the pick to somebody else who will take him.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to put those running back numbers
Yeah,
back
so
up.
these are the running back specific deals, and they're not all of them. There's even more than just the 5 I listed here. But Steve, give me 179.
I think
please,
there's been
Steve.
10 running backs that have signed since yesterday.
Yeah, it's crazy, and they're all getting more money than I think we anticipated.
Yeah,
Barkley got 3 for 38 with the chance to earn.
The
even more.
top tier was Barkley and Jacobs, who made over 12. Jacobs getting 12, Barkley getting over 12 a year. Pollard got $12 million a year. You left out DeAndre Swift, who's bigger than Moss and Eckler.
Well, those were 2 that we didn't talk about yesterday. We talked about Swift on the show, which is why, for the sake of this. There's more than that. And Pollard was a 3-year, not 2 years.
Oh, okay. Pollard's getting $8 million a year. Swift's getting $8 million a year.
Right.
Eckler's getting $6 million a year, coming off a terrible season.
I got a fantasy question for you. You
Yeah.
taking Barkley in your fantasy?
It depends where I'm picking. I'm not a huge Barkley guy.
If he was like,
but I agree with Jason. He'll be better in Philly. I don't trust him to stay healthy.
If he was in this, would you take him in the first 2 rounds?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
I
first
wouldn't.
2 rounds.
No. He's in Philly. They're going to tush push. He's not going to get no touchdowns.
Yeah, but he may score touchdowns.
But Kelsey retired too, and he was kind of the key to the tush push.
What's that?
Jason Kelsey retired.
Yeah, Kelsey retired.
Think they're going to stop doing the tush push?
No, they're still going to do
probably
it.
Not, but it might not be as effective.
You draft Saquon, you're going to be upset that he get like 4 touchdowns on the season. I had Swift last year, so I know.
If you have a center that's not as good, it might not work as effectively.
He won't get goal line, but
he's going to get them all the way down there and not
I don't think they're going to do it as consistently as they have in the past.
Yes, they will.
I think, what did you think about these big defensive line contracts? Like the Giants trading for Brian Burns.
Ooh, they gave him a bag.
I mean, some of those contracts were.
Christian Wilkins got $85 million guaranteed.
Yeah, he got like
Big
80.
money.
He got 80% of his contract.
What's Kirk Cousins' guaranteed money?
100.
120, wasn't it? 120 of
them.
Yeah, he's a good
He
quarterback.
is. I like him.
I don't know why
like him a
people
lot.
crap on him.
Well,
people crap on him because he hasn't won in the playoffs. But we know plenty of other quarterbacks that haven't won in the playoffs. Now, he's been around longer.
did a whole thing on Twitter or X yesterday talking about he's 78, 70, and 2 as a career quarterback.
Who?
Kirk Cousins.
Who did that?
Plies. He's a rapper.
I don't know.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. But he did this whole thing on the fact that he's 78, 70, and 2 as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Why is it that why is Atlanta fans supposed to be happy to have him?
Because if
he's 1-4 in the playoffs.
To judge a quarterback solely on his win-loss record is stupid.
He's 1-4 in the playoffs, and he lost to the Giants in the first round.
Hey, listen, he didn't lose. He played well in that game. The defense played like crap. Listen, he hasn't been good enough in the playoffs. We'll all agree with that. Are there 10 quarterbacks better than Kirk Cousins? Are there 12? I don't know about that.
Is Brock Purdy better than Kirk Cousins?
I'd rather have Brock Purdy because he's younger.
Tua better than Kirk Cousins?
Right now, today, to win one game, I'd rather have Kirk Cousins than Brock Purdy.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess it depends what team.
Yeah. I think Kirk Cousins today is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Now, you're right.
He hasn't
Purdy's
proven
younger,
it.
and he's got more runway.
Right. I think Kirk Cousins has been overly maligned for playoff losses, where there's a lot of quarterbacks who haven't won the playoffs and they don't get crushed as much. So anyway. Anything else, Mike? Is there any other big move?
Yo, I wanted to ask you about Cousins and some of the other quarterback contracts. Now, we know Winston can make up to $8.7 million according to the reports.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins got 4 for $180, about $45 million per. We saw a guy like Gardner Minshew get 2 for $12.5. Brissett got $8 million. Are all these numbers?
He's getting $12.5 per season.
Say it again?
Minshew's getting $12.5 per season.
Yeah, 2 years, $25 million. Did I say 12.5? Sorry. 2 for $25.
Yeah.
I want to phrase this properly. Are all these numbers just a reflection of the salary cap jumping so high?
Yeah, 100%, because numbers are up across the board at every position. It's not a quarterback thing. It's not a running back thing. It's at every position thing.
My next question on that is you look at running backs specifically and offensive guards, because a bunch of offensive guards yesterday
paid big time.
got paid. Robert Hunt got $100 million. A few teams, Lloyd Cushenberry is the center, but he got $50 million. A couple of these guys got paid. These are positions that typically don't get as much money on the open market. Safety, guard, running back. I don't know if it's because the salary cap jumped so high, but those kind of guardrails seem to be out the window this year.
Although Geno Stone didn't get paid a ton of money, I think his number was a little low. But most of the contracts we saw yesterday seemed to be higher than I think we all thought they were going to be.
That's cap related.
Yeah, the cap is the biggest jump in cap in the history of the NFL. So that's it. I don't think this. What else could it be?
I'm not sure if teams are just looking at certain positions in a different light.
I don't think
we actually
so.
value a running back, or we value a guard or a safety.
No, I don't think so.
I tend to agree with you. It's cap related. I just wanted to ask
I
a question.
think the running back thing is the cap, and part of it is it's the best crop of free agent running backs we've seen in forever.
Or you look at the teams, and you got Green Bay, you got a young Jordan Love, so let's take some pressure off him.
Yeah.
He's a productive player. Tennessee, you got a young quarterback in Will Levis.
I don't know why Washington added Deckler. That
Washington, you got nothing. And Zach Moss, he got about what you thought.
Here's what I'll say about the running backs. The running backs, compared to players at other positions, at their quality are still way underpaid.
Yeah, I mean, I always look at, when I see running backs go, I look at who the quarterback is. If they got a quarterback that's like Patrick Mahomes, he don't need Saquon. Like,
right.
But no,
my point is, we're like, oh, the running backs got paid more than we expected, which is true.
Yeah.
But in the end, the Saquon Barkley of wide receivers is getting $25 million a year. He got 13 or 14, whatever it was. So yeah, I think all those running backs got probably $2 to $4 million more than we might have thought per year, but they're still compared to other skill positions, well, wide receivers, they still don't get paid for the equivalent talent level.
What was Barkley's deal again? 3 years, 38.
Yeah, I think he can end up making more than that.
Yeah, he could earn up to about.
And Mooney got 3 years. 39.
Right. I mean, Darnell Mooney is getting more money than Saquon Barkley. So it's not like the running back market went bananas. It was just a little higher because the cap took a big jump.
Falcons must have some.
I mean, Darnell Mooney is what?
They just need defense.
What's Darnell Mooney, the 70th best receiver in the league? I mean, at best, he's 50th.
He's with Kirk Cousins now.
I don't love Barkley, but he's still top 8 running backs.
What do you think
man,
about?
I forgot to text Nathan.
What do you need, Tyvis?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Tyvis is on major distraction patrol right here.
Yeah, he's
like lost in the soup.
No,
yeah,
I ain't lost.
we gotta get him locked in here.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think that this does in terms of Hollywood Brown, Calvin? Are they $20 million a year players with this new cap jump?
I mean, when Christian Kirk signed that contract 2 years ago, I was like, this is the dumbest contract, and he actually played well.
Yeah.
But Ridley and Brown, I think, are both thought of more highly than Kirk was at the time. And again, if Darnell Mooney, who has done nothing for 2 years, I know there's potential there, and the Bears were a crap show, but if that guy's getting $13 million, I don't know. I mean, now listen, though, Ridley's older. He's 29. I don't know how old is Mooney. He's probably like 26, right?
25. I'll look it up. At 25,
25,
26.
26.
And Marquise Brown's though, he's only 26.
Mooney's 24.
Oh wow, even younger.
No. Sorry. 26. He's 20. He's
Okay, it's the same age as Marquise Brown.
Yeah, same age as Hollywood.
I think Ridley's 29.
I think. I mean, when you look at Hollywood, I mean, he's not a number one.
No, but he's a good number 2.
Yeah, I mean, who would you think, who needs a number 2 right now?
Darnell Mooney just got $39 million. The last 2 seasons combined.
Nothing.
900. No, not even. 907 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Over 2. I think he had 1,000. Didn't he have right at 1,000 yards in 20?
1,055 in 2021, and then the last 2 years. And by the way, he's played 27 games. 27 games, 900 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Maybe they waiting to sign tomorrow. I don't know. They playing the
And by the way,
numbers game.
Can we stop? Some of the members of the media are. If this is out of pocket, they're here. Okay.
You got your nerve.
What do you think about talking about?
You say you be out of pocket too.
For what?
I can't
Give me one
think of none
example.
off the top of the head.
All right.
But
next time, call me on it in the moment, and
Okay.
we'll discuss it.
Go ahead.
But let me say, all these reporters that are ripping the Falcons for saying they didn't want to pay Lamar Jackson, but now they're paying Kirk Cousins. That is so stupid and disingenuous. It's not an apples-to-apples argument. First of all, I know a lot got made that nobody apparently offered Lamar a deal last year. Well, don't you think the reason nobody offered him a deal is because of the fact that everybody assumed Baltimore would just match it? And it wasn't. Listen, it's easy to say now, yeah, I'd give up $200 million and 2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson. But he had been coming off 2 down seasons, and we've seen other quarterbacks that were run-first quarterbacks fall apart due to injury. So it wasn't crazy that nobody went after him. Of course, you'd rather have Lamar Jackson than Kirk Cousins. Now, it's easy to say that. He's younger, and but at the time it wasn't a no-brainer, and it certainly wasn't likely that, if the Falcons had offered him a contract, the Ravens were going to match that. There's no way they were going to let him go.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's disingenuous for reporters to insinuate things like the Falcons are racist because of that.
Well, that's
This
ridiculous.
is not right. That's the
That's
insinuation. That's the insinuation.
asinine.
Listen, race is a part of many conversations, and certainly there's racism within sports. But we can't, to insinuate that in this circumstance is ridiculous because it's not an apples to
They were
apples
in on
argument.
Deshaun until the end.
Why? Desmond
Exactly.
Ritter's black.
I know that. That's
what
why.
are you talking about? What is they talking about? That doesn't even make sense.
Nobody's saying it's one of those things where nobody's saying it flat out, but that's the insinuation. I wonder what changed. Well, part of what changed is Lamar was mediocre for 2 years, and last year played like an MVP again.
No, like I said, the Ravens was
Yeah.
never letting him leave.
Of course not. So
why would you
stupid
do
and
that?
disingenuous people to make
And it
that
wasn't.
argument.
Who was the top quarterback in the draft last year? Oh, CJ and
Stroud.
and-
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that would. They wouldn't. I don't know if they would have. No, because the Falcons picked lower than that, and they took Bijan at like 7, so they wouldn't have.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to get him.
No, never mind.
No. There's no way they were letting him walk.
Now
No
Carolina, that's different. Carolina probably should have made the trade.
They should have tried to sign him, right?
Yeah.
But they were thinking we got the first pick in the draft. You're not going to give up the first pick in the draft in that situation. Go ahead, Mike.